Here's what most people get painfully wrong about high-status rooms. They're not watching your outfit. They're not checking your watch. They're scanning for 10 tiny behaviors, most of them lasting under 3 seconds, that instantly tell them whether you belong in that room or wandered into it by accident. And the most revealing one? You're probably doing it right now without realizing. Let's decode them. Number 1. How you enter a room you don't own. Most people walk into an unfamiliar room and immediately start scanning for someone they know. Body language screaming, "Please, someone anchor me." The upper class notice this in a heartbeat. It signals something very specific. You don't trust yourself to stand alone for 30 seconds. Here's what quietly powerful people do instead. They walk in, pause, and take one slow breath before moving toward anyone. They're comfortable being unattached for a moment. That single pause says more than any introduction ever could. I'm fine on my own. Number 2. What you do with your phone at a table. This one is brutally simple, and almost everyone fails it. Most people place their phone face down on the table and think they've been polite. They haven't. They've placed a glowing rectangle of potential escape right in the middle of a social interaction. In high-status circles, phones disappear entirely. Pocket, bag, doesn't matter. Because the message is simple. You are the most interesting thing in this room right now. And that level of presence? It's so rare today, it almost feels like a superpower. Number 3. How you handle a compliment. When someone says, "That's a beautiful jacket," most people respond with one of 2 disasters. Disaster 1. "This old thing? I got it on sale." Congratulations! You've just told a room full of people that you can't tolerate being admired. Disaster 2. "Oh my gosh, yours is amazing." Now you've turned a compliment into a tennis match nobody signed up for. The upper class response? A calm smile, eye contact, and 2 words. Thank you. Full stop. No deflection, no discount, no volley. Because receiving a compliment gracefully tells people something critical. You're not surprised by your own value. And here's where it gets interesting. Watch where the real separation happens. If you value quiet elegance, my book, The Modern Woman's Guide to Everyday Elegance, is a top 10 etiquette guide on Amazon. You'll find the link below. Number 4. How you speak to people who can do nothing for you. This is the invisible audit that never stops running. The way you talk to the valet, the bartender, the coat check. Upper-class circles don't just notice this, they remember it. Because warmth that only flows upward isn't warmth, it's strategy. The valet, the bartender, the person holding the door, they talk. Those quiet, seemingly irrelevant interactions travel further than any handshake in the VIP section ever will. Consistent kindness isn't a personality trait in these circles, it's a credential. Number 5. How you eat. Not what you eat. How the fork moves from the plate to your mouth. Most people don't realize that eating pace is one of the most watched behaviors in formal settings. Eating too fast signals anxiety. Talking with a full mouth signals. Well, we all know what that signals. In upper-class environments, the meal is never a race. It's a rhythm. The fork is set down between bites. Conversation is given its own space, separate from chewing. And the napkin? It's on the lap before the first drink is poured, not after you've already dropped something. Number 6. How you leave a conversation. Entrances get all the coaching, but exits? That's where most people completely fall apart. The classic disaster, hovering at the edge of a conversation, half turned away, you just evaporate. Or worse, you interrupt with, "Well, I should probably," and then stand there for another 4 minutes. The elegant exit has 3 parts. You wait for a natural pause. You offer a specific, genuine reason to move. Not, "I should mingle," but "I want to say hello to someone before they leave." And then you leave them with warmth. A quick compliment. A reference to something they said. Something that makes them feel like the conversation mattered. Because how you leave someone is the last thing they remember. And in upper-class circles, it's often the first thing they mention about you to someone else. Number 7. How you carry your bag. This one sounds ridiculous until you see it in action. Most people clutch their bag like it contains the nuclear codes. Zipper checked every 45 seconds. Purse pressed against the body like a life vest on a sinking ship. Wealthy people carry their belongings with ease. The bag sits loosely. The clutch rests on the table like it's taking a nap. The briefcase leans against the chair, unattended. It's not carelessness. It's the physical language of someone who doesn't attach their security to objects. And the upper class read that fluently, because they grew up around it. You either carry your things, or your things carry you. They can tell which one in about 3 seconds. Number 8. How you react to luxury. Here's a social minefield nobody warns you about. The first time you encounter something expensive in public. The hotel lobby with the 40-foot ceiling. The wine list with no prices. The bathroom at someone's estate that's nicer than your living room. We've all been there. Most people react in one of two ways. Either the eyes go wide and the jaw drops. Oh my gosh, look at this place. Basically announcing to the room that luxury is a tourist destination for you. Or they go the other way, performing aggressive indifference. Yeah, it's nice, I guess. Face of a person reviewing a parking garage. Both are costumes. And both are transparent. People who genuinely belong in expensive environments do something beautifully boring. They appreciate without performing. A quiet smile. A brief comment about the architecture. No gasping. No yawning. Just calm enjoyment. Because here's the truth. Awe is charming. Shock is not. The upper class love people who can be moved by beauty. They just don't love people who act like they've never seen a chandelier before. Number 9. What you laugh at. This one operates like a silent background check, and most people have no idea it's running. Someone at the table tells a joke. It's sharp, maybe a little cruel. It gets a target's appearance, someone's accent, someone who isn't in the room. Now here's the audit. What does your face do in the next 2 seconds? Most people laugh. So the laugh comes out. Loud. Immediate. Sometimes followed by the fatal upgrade. Oh, that reminds me of something even worse. And now you're not just a passenger on this train. You're conducting it. In upper-class circles, humor is a precision instrument, not a demolition ball. Sharp wit? Celebrated. A well-timed observation that makes the whole room think? That's social currency. But humor that works by shrinking someone else? That's treated like a stain on a white tablecloth. People see it. Nobody mentions it. And everybody remembers who made it worse. Number 10. How you sit when no one is looking. Here's a free piece of intelligence people usually never consider. Your posture has a PR team, and it's working around the clock, even when you think you're off duty. Most people have 2 postures. There's the company posture, chest lifted, shoulders back, spine doing its best impression of someone who attended finishing school. And then there's the waiting room posture, the one that shows up the second you think nobody important is around. Legs splayed, spine shaped like a question mark, chin buried in your phone. Here's the problem. Someone is always looking. The host glancing across the room, the person approaching you from behind. And what they see in that unguarded moment tells them something your handshake never will. And here's the part that makes this one sting a little. Someone who collapses the second the room empties is telling you their composure is a costume. The upper class don't check your posture when you're presenting. They check it when you think the meeting is over and you're just waiting for the elevator. That's the version of you they believe. Here's what all 10 of these have in common. None of them cost anything. They're small choices, but they separate people who visit rooms from people who belong in them. It's never the big moments that reveal you. It's the small ones you thought nobody was watching. Drop a number 1 through 10 in the comments. Which behavior are you sharpening first? If you're building the kind of presence that doesn't need to announce itself,